Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center and AstroVed's Power Time practice here on the 7th of July, 2018. My name is Sucharita, for those of you who don't know me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be of support as you go down this adventure of consciousness lane, in the fast lane in life with Dr. Pillai. And that's what we're here to do, is to support everyone who comes across these teachings and is having a little bit of challenges navigating, or maybe you've been with the teachings for a long time and studying with Dr. Pillai, and you just need a refresher of what's going to happen in the week ahead. So what we do here in Power Time Practice is we tap into the energy of time. So what does that mean? Does time just, do we have control over time? Is it just about the seconds and minutes and hours on the clock that tick by, and then the day goes by, the weeks go by, and the months go by, and the years go by? Yeah, that's true. However, there's an energy behind all those time components. So the energy, or the Shakti, is that presence, or that absence maybe. So the presence of some different energy that is coming through, and then the absence of ourselves blocking it. So we have to get out of the way to understand how to tap into the energy of time. So with that, where does power come from? Where does energy come from? It comes from the goddess. Now, people who come from different religious traditions may be wondering, oh, what's this now? I thought there was only one God, and he had a beard, and he was up in the sky, and he was like the all-authoritarian type guy, and he was going to tell you how it goes, and if you didn't follow those rules, well, you were going to be having, you know, the life that maybe some of us are having, which is not a place that we go to. It's like hell in our mind, right? So the goddess is something that is pervasive through the ancient traditions, and also it continues on in some of the cultures across the world who study or tap into the energy of the goddess. So we don't have to change our religion or our tradition, but we can explore this energy or power or love, divine love, because that's what the goddess is. She's divine love. And where is she? She's inside of us. And in the Hindu tradition or the Indian tradition, the goddess is denoted as the Kundalini energy. So the Kundalini is this serpent coil energy that is dormant in most of us until we get on the spiritual path. Now, some of us get it woken up when we go through a crisis in life. So we may not know that it's the goddess coming to the rescue, but it is something that can happen spontaneously. People have shared over the years that they were in a car accident, and they were pretty devastated. Their life was a mess for quite a while, but in that moment of that devastation, they were so grateful to be alive, and then their whole life changed thereafter. So we all have wake-up calls. Some people have health issues that wake them up. Some people have a death in the family, or some people have financial crisis. And that's what Dr. Pillai is here mainly to help all of us to come out of these life challenges, so that we can live a more fulfilling, more rewarding life. So the goddess is inside of us, and she needs to wake up. And I'm just sitting here, and as I'm going taller and taller, I see the name of my shirt today, or the title of my shirt is Love. And I thought, oh, okay, well, this is a pretty dressed down kind of shirt. But then I thought about it, and I went, no, this is all about the goddess. So this month ahead, or this week ahead, and then this month ahead, starting about mid-July to mid-August, is all about tapping into the energy of the goddess to bring us the divine love. So Kundalini energy is this strong force that wakes up inside of us, and it rocks our chakras, literally. So what are our chakras, or chakras? They are these psycho-spiritual centers, and they align with our spine, and they are in our subtle body. So we have many layers to ourselves, not only the physical body, we have the mental body, we have the spiritual body. So this goddess energy will start to come alive a lot. We'll feel her energy a lot in these coming weeks. And some people were sharing last night during the Shrimbrazi Fire Lab. Shrimbrazi Immersion is a program offered through Pillai Center Academy. And it is a program where we are tapping into the energy of the goddess. And then every week we feel something different. So last week people were saying, my goodness, it was a challenging week. I was feeling so heavy and a lot of negativity. And I was trying to do my practices and it was a struggle. And that's why we want to know what's happening every week. Like a weather forecast, we want to know what the weather is ahead of time so that we can govern ourselves accordingly. We can prepare for the weather that's not going to be so favorable. So these coming weeks are going to be this energy of the goddess coming through. And why? Because it's a time for negativity on the earth plane to be kicking up. So if you are following astrology, you can watch YouTube or read blogs, and you can find out what the Vedic astrologers are saying about what's going to happen in the world. So whatever is happening in the world energetically, it's also happening within each and every one of us. So there's going to be a bit of a battle going on. Oh my God, right? I don't want any more battles. I have enough. But here's the thing, is that once we battle those so-called demons inside of us, and no one can do it for us. So perhaps that's why you've been attracted to Dr. Pillai's teachings, is so that you can find out how to battle these forces that go on forever and ever, until from birth to death. So we can't escape it. Just like we can't escape rain if it's pouring down. We can prepare ourselves, we can carry an umbrella, we can have a raincoat, we can stay inside and avoid it altogether. But sometimes it's fun to go out in the rain if it's a warm day, and you can go for a walk, and it's not debilitating, it's actually quite refreshing. And as Dr. Pillai shares, and many of the ancient traditions will share, that rain is a sign of the goddess. And it makes sense, because if it rains, then the vegetation grows. In ancient times, that we needed the rain to make the food to grow, right? The crops. So if there was no rain, there was no food. And it's also cleansing and so on. So the goddess is that which can cause a lot of thunderstorms inside of us. It can also be a light rain. It can be a pressure that builds up inside of us. So getting back to what people shared on the call last night, is that once they understood, okay, this is not me. This negative thinking is not me, because I just want to do my mantra practice. I want to see the positive in life. So they just went on to do it. And that's what we have to do too, is like we just put our umbrella up. If we have to go to work or whatever it is that we have to do, or we want to go outside and we want some protection, then we carry something that is going to be, or we have something that is going to be a little bit waterproof. And so we don't get drenched, if that's something that we don't want to avoid. So the goddess in these coming weeks, especially in the month of Adi, mid-July to mid-August, we are going to be faced with our deepest, darkest secrets about ourselves. You see how I paused? That's what it is. We avoid those secrets inside of us, because we think it's just going to go away. And then when we get rid of those dark secrets with the help of the goddess, by doing our meditation practice, or participating in services that are going to honor the goddess, that we don't know how to do, but there are Vedic specialists who do in your name and in your honor, and the goddess will be very happy that you participated in that. And then on a collective consciousness level, that the goddess is going to come into the earth plane and provide a tremendous amount of protection, because collectively people will be doing this all around the world. So if you get an opportunity, check it out on AstroVed, check it out on Pillai Center on how to propitiate the goddess. This week we have a new moon, and the new moon in the month of Adi is a very powerful time to propitiate the goddess and also the ancestors. So the ancestors are not only our ancestors from our biological gene pool, we also have spiritual ancestors. So we've had, so our soul has had many, many lifetimes. So we've explored different traditions. And maybe that's why some people are coming back to this tradition. If they were Christian or Muslim or Jewish, coming from the Jewish tradition, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from, because as Dr. Pillai shares and all the masters share, God is within. So wake it up, grow that soul inside of you so that it shines bright like the sun, and then you will be divine and you will have everything, because God will be coming through, and God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. That means it's all knowing and all powerful and everywhere. So you will see God in yourself, you will feel God in yourself, you will know God in yourself, and then you will be able to see that in others and know that God is inside of them. Even if you've had challenges with people, you will start to see this sparkle in their eyes, this twinkle or this aura around them, know that you can, because you know that that's God inside of them, you will start to speak to God. And how do you speak to God? That's the billion-dollar question, or multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? We have to have our experience. So all the tools, all the technologies, the prayers are not going to do it for you unless you keep doing it. And then something will wake up inside of you. Something will tell you, this is what you need to do at any given point in time. It won't just be a hit or miss. Some people call it intuition. Well, what is intuition? You're going inside. You're checking out inside. What's your gut saying? What are those chakras saying to you? And then what are you going to do? So the goddesses during this coming week and the weeks ahead, they are going to really be pointing like, there is stuff that you need to clean out of those closets inside, and also in your house, in your space, in your office, in your car, all those places that you have been accumulating junk, or you've just been hanging on to things, items, clothes, furniture that is no longer serving you. It doesn't represent the goddess. So we were sharing last night that people were like, oh, I automatically felt like I got to clean up my house. I can't have the goddess come into a messy place, or I have to clean up my office. I got to get organized. That's what the goddess wants you to do. She's like a mother. She wants to be very organized and help you to be organized, help us all to be organized, so that we can do things in life very easily, because we will know where everything is. We will, you will feel this cleanliness around you. Cleanliness is an energy. It's not something that you can say, oh, this is cleanliness because there's XYZ in the space. Cleanliness is this energy that comes in and you feel it. When you go to the mountains or you go into nature, and then you take a breath and you go, it's so fresh and clean. If you're looking in your space, or you open cupboards or your closet in your house or in your kitchen, or you open a drawer and you are going, then how is the goddess going to feel about that? How are you going to feel about that? Because the goddess is inside of you. And then if you shut the door and say, out of sight, out of mind, that'll do it for a little while, but you will start to feel this heaviness. It's kind of like you're weighing yourself down by not clearing out the cobwebs in your mind, and not clearing out those hidden memories of the past that are no longer serving you. It's weighing you down. So the goddess can be accessed through meditation or rituals. And so Dr. Pillai, and we all invite you here at Pillai Center in Astrovet, is to explore what's going on through those services that are offered through Astrovet, through Pillai Center, through Pillai Center Academy. So Pillai Center Academy has beautiful goddess wisdom courses. So if you don't know who the goddess is, then go read about that. And just reading about it will wake something up inside of you. And then when that comes alive, you will start to get energy. Because what is the goddess? She's pure energy. She's power. So if you are meditating and you're just spacing out and you're not manifesting anything, or you don't feel like you have the energy to get going physically, but you could meditate all day long, that's fine. If you meditate all day long, but then you won't be able to do too much. Because first of all, you won't be moving, so your muscles will get really supple, and you won't have the strength that you need to navigate the world. Like we all have to do. We all have to do our laundry. We've got to take care of the kids. We've got to cook the dinners. We've got to do our work. We've got to be out in the world, grocery shopping and all the rest, you know, and visiting people. We are on the go. That's why in the Kali Yuga, it's all about getting into action. It's not about spacing out for most people. Now, there are some souls who decided, hey, this is the yuga, the time, the era, the epoch, that I am going to just focus on my meditations and on my spiritual path. I'm going to be a great yogi, a great yogini, and that's what I'm going to do. And God bless you. Keep doing that. So, but not everybody is going to be able to do that. And if you find that you are doing it, then you have to say, okay, I can do that because financially I'm independent and I have enough money to pay my bills, put the roof over my head, food in my mouth, and so on, put clothes on my back. So if you are one of those people that you are financially independent and financially wealthy, you don't need any extra job or business or any other income coming in, then God bless you, continue to do your spiritual practices 1000%, because you have the means to take care of yourself and then the time to do it as well, because you don't have to work. So most of us have to put in quite a number of hours doing work or running a business or running the household, taking care of the kids, taking care of our family members. And that is going to take up our time. It's going to eat up our time. So being with Dr. Pillai, he gives us the heads up about what the time is ahead. What's the power or the goddess energy that we are going to miss out on if we don't know about it. So the goddess energy in these coming weeks is going to destroy negative forces. It's going to take away that ignorance, that darkness, that dark nights of the soul, so to speak, that kind of go on and on and on. And you're like, hey, wasn't this supposed to just be one night? No, there's going to be this Navavarana Puja that's happening, and it is starting on the new moon on the 12th this week. According to the Astrovet calendar, if you don't have one, please get one, or you can get it through Pillai Center as well. And it's a celestial calendar that tells you what is happening as far as the energy behind time. And we refer to it here in Power Time Practice. So there are going to be 9 nights where you're going to feel a battle going on. So even if you don't buy the calendar, you don't know what's going on, you don't read anything about Astrovet or Pillai Center offerings, you're going to feel it. So your meditations might be upside down. You might just totally avoid it altogether. Your things might not go smoothly for you. It's not to give you, stress you out or create worry or anxiety. It is just to give you a heads up. Don't ignore this time. It's going to be happening. And you are going to feel it because you have the goddess inside of you, and she's going to be busy spring cleaning or summer cleaning. We're already past summer solstice. So she's going to clean out your closets inside of you, and she's going to be tossing stuff on the ground inside of you. And you're going to be just like, why is that out of the closet? Who let that out? That skeleton out. I'm not ready to deal with that. That big mess. And then who's going to help to clean that up? That's way too much energy. I don't want to process all this stuff. I've been in therapy. I've been on the spiritual path, and this is just going to be, no, a big NO. Well, you can do that. You can kick and scream at it. It's just going to go on. So if we surrender to the time, just like we would if it's raining out, you just go, oh, well, okay, let's make the best of this. Let's have a look at that silver lining, as they say in the thunder clouds, right? So you look at the silver lining inside of you, and that energy that says, that reflects all that stuff inside of you and says, you know what, this isn't you anymore. So why are you keeping it? Why are you holding on to it? Let it go. So there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for all of us to tap into the energy of the goddess and do our meditations. And it doesn't matter what meditation you do. If you're in a Pillai Center program where it's not related to the goddess, and this is what you're doing right now, this is the course that you're focusing on, focus on it. Because the goddess comes just like you do. She shows up in life as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as an aunt, as a cousin, as a doctor, as a lawyer, she wears many, many different hats. And just like we all do, we are this goddess energy that's covered in this person you call yourself. And then you wear different hats in life, and people relate to you according to those different hats. And you will have interactions with others based on what hat you're wearing. Now, are they actual hats? Sometimes. You know, if you're in surgery or you're a cowboy or a cowgirl, you'll wear a hat. So it depends on what it is that you need help with. That goddess energy will go and help you to come out of that particular issue. So it's going to come up like a sore thumb. You're going to be like, because every time you touch something, we do stuff with our hands all day long, and our thumb is that which will help to oppose. So it will help us to grasp things. If we have a sore thumb, it's tough. We can't do too much, right? We have to use the other hand. And if they have two sore thumbs, oh my God. So we want thumbs up, right? We want to have the energy of the goddess to come in and give us the two thumbs up, even if there's going to be rainy days ahead or thunderstorms ahead. We can just dance in the rain. So the goddess is going to reign over. She's going to wake up something inside of us that needs our attention. And it is going to be something that you've been asking yourself, how am I going to resolve this? And you've been trying everything. So allow the goddess to come in and give you clarity. So she is going to be the eye in the storm, so to speak. So the storm of your life is going to come out from within you. And most of us know what it's going to be. So don't be worried. Don't freak out. It's going to be, nothing new. Because there is fear in every one of us. And fear is something that dresses anger up. So anger is dressed up fear. Depression is dressed up fear. Sadness, frustration, confusion. Everything is either fear or love. So we want to be in love with ourselves so we can be in love with others and in love with our life and love with the world. That love has to be a divine love, though, because human love is conditional. And you can say, no, I love everything unconditionally. And it's so funny because whenever we say that, then when something happens in our life where we have a reaction, how we're like, why did that person cut me off? And we don't even realize that we're doing it. Or I can't believe that person said that about me or about someone else. That's terrible judgment, So all these different human qualities, characteristics, foibles come into play, especially when we're on the spiritual path, because our ego is so tricky. It will say, oh, I've been a meditator for all these years, and I am just this, and I'm like a saint, and I'm better than everyone else. Listen to yourself. Even if you don't say it out loud, you're saying it to yourself. Well, if you're looking at someone and you're going, oh my God, look at her hair, or I would never wear those kinds of clothes, or geez, that's just not looking nice. You're thinking all that, and you're not even, you're saying, oh my God, you catch yourself and you go, I can't believe I'm thinking this. Stop, stop, stop. So that's what it is collectively we have built up this resistance to the divine to come in and be completely unlimited, such that even if those thoughts come, they will be dissolved away in the ocean of the bliss of the Divine Mother, the goddess within. And so coming to these weeks ahead, we're going to have a powerful time of cleaning up. So please start to do that. Saturday is a great day to start. We have Saturn. We'll show you the Saturn lamp that we create if you want to have peace in your life. So this is a lamp that has got black sesame seeds. I'm not sure if you can see this. There they are. So there's black sesame seeds in there, and then there's black sesame oil, and then there's a cotton wick. And this, if you light this and keep it in maybe on your kitchen counter or near the sink, we want to be safe when we're lighting lamps if you're not used to it. And then you can have it in your puja room if you are used to having lamps and so on. So this is a lamp that you can light every Saturday, and then also throughout the times where the goddess energy is going to be really active, because we need to have peace, and Saturn will keep us on our spiritual path. Saturn's energy will make us to be focusing on our spiritual practices. So as the goddess awakens inside of us, and that energy starts to move, and we start to see everything that we're avoiding inside of us, and also in the place that we live in or our workplace. So Saturn will give you that strength and patience, persistence, endurance, perseverance to get it done, get it cleaned up once and for all. So if you open the doors to your closet and you just look at the clothes, and it can look organized, because that's what Saturn does too. It makes you to be very organized in your life, and not in a way that you're military or militant or, anal retentive or obsessive. It's just like, where everything is because you can see it. And there's not things all piled up. So whatever is going on inside of a closet or a drawer or your basement or your garage or your office, your desk, if you can't clear out your whole office because you work with other people, at least keep your desk organized and clean. So that when you open that door, open that drawer, that energy is going to be reflecting what's inside of you. No, that's not true. I am so pure and I'm a happy camper and so on. Okay, yeah, you can think that, but why is your office a mess? Why is your basement a mess? Why are your cupboards a mess? Why are you shutting the door to all of that? Because you don't want to look at it. You don't want to deal with it. It takes too much energy. So in these coming weeks, as the Kundalini energy is coming in and the goddess is waking up inside of us, we'll have a lot of energy to do those things. So it will be natural for us. If we don't put that goddess energy to use, you will find yourself being miserable, because you will just be feeling this cleaning going on, and then you are like, it's a battle going on. But if you physically start to clean out the closets, you will feel this goddess going to work. And as we have heard from many members over the years, is that, oh my God, all this energy to do this finally came. I cleaned out my closets. I cleaned up my house. I got rid of stuff that I don't use and I will never use it. And I gave it away and it made me feel so good. And now I open those closet doors. I open the drawers in my desk or in my dressers or whatever it is, your cupboard. And you feel this like a breath of fresh air. So try it out. You know, start with a drawer. That's pretty small. Or maybe start with something even smaller. And then as you're doing your spiritual practices, then you say to the goddess, okay, what do you want me to work on next? And what I sometimes ask people to do during this, or recommend that you do during these coming weeks, is to put Post-it notes by your door. So the doors of your house, if you have one or two doors, your exit and entry doors, put the Post-it notes there and clean up clean up the closet, can be weed the garden, can be clear out the old clothes, cleanse the basement, clean up the basement, anything, the car, the office. So you have all these Post-it notes, and you've got about 6 weeks to do this, 5 or 6 weeks. So that's a lot of time that gets wasted. And then we have the stuck energy in our house. And then we go and look at it, and subliminally, even if we say, hey, I'm just going to go open the door, open the closet, and then I'm just going to grab, because I know it's in here somewhere, and you're digging away and you get, I found it, here it is. And then you quickly shut the door. So why do you want to go through that anxiety? That's what we do with the gifts, the God's given gifts that we have inside of ourselves. We've buried it under what people have said about us, or what we've said about ourselves over the years. Our parents have said things to us, and it's caused this big, problem with our psyche, that we're not good enough. We have low self-esteem. I know we have these gifts. Other people see these gifts, but my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my teacher, said these a long time ago, and I'm thinking that's me. So I'm never going to be this, or I will only be a certain way in life, and that's the end of the story. Well, then that's you're going to have to come again. Your soul will say, well, you don't want to deal with it this lifetime. You'll come again. It's not because anyone is going to make you to. You will do it. So get those desires fulfilled. Express. As you're cleaning out your closet, you're going to feel all these ideas coming to you. All this energy of the past will be released. So it's a great technology and a great practice to do. So, and some of you may be thinking about that right now. Saturday's a great day to do it. So take an hour out of your day and do that. And as you're doing it, you can be listening to your mantras. You can be chanting your mantras. You can be listening to a meditation that normally you fall asleep in and you didn't know where you went. So as you're cleaning out your closets, you can be listening to a meditation that Dr. Pillai has taken you through, or another meditation, or you can be listening to chants, and then that will keep giving you the energy to clear out maybe the memories that are coming up as you get rid of these items that you've held on to for so long. And someone was saying last night, I had parents who passed away, or, I had brought home their stuff. And because I'm attached to it, or it was left to me as an inheritance, and I don't really need it, I don't really want it, but I feel bad about giving it away. If it's something you can give away on your parents' behalf, or those people who passed, give it away, because it's something that will help their souls to feel good about, because you already have plenty, you have enough. So it's going to be a win-win all around. So someone is going to receive those things that you're giving away. You're going to feel good about them having it, and it'll be anonymous. If you drop it off at some place that they collect those kinds of items, or you leave it out at the curb and someone comes along and takes it and uses it. So some people's trash is other people's treasure. So just take it, or let it go. And then you will feel this relief. And who will also feel it is your ancestors. They will say, wow, my kid, or my, my descendant is a good person. They're a fully evolved soul. They know that they have enough, and they were given more, and they said, I don't need it. So when the cup is overflowing in our lives, when we have everything that we need materially, or even if it is something that has some value. You can maybe, get it appraised and then give partial. If you trade it in or you sell it, you give partial back to a charity or someone who needs that money, to feed people or clothe people or shelter people or give people medicines. So because it came out of nowhere, you want to be able to stop and look at that and go, do I need this? And if I do discard it or sell it, it is going to be a put to divine use. So really be conscious about what it is that you're doing in the coming weeks ahead, how the goddess is communicating with you, pumping those ideas into you to get organized, get cleansed. On the spiritual path, you have to have a very clear mind, don't you? Otherwise, if you got worry going on, you can't sit and meditate. You can't chant mantras. Well, you can, but it's not very enjoyable. So when the goddess energy is really strong, it's going to feel, if you haven't controlled that Kundalini energy, meaning that you're not ready to receive all the blessings because you haven't cleaned out enough of those cobwebs or those demons hidden in the closet, the skeletons in the closet. And you haven't released yourself from that energetic tie. So the memories can be there, but that charge, that energy has to be tossed out by none other than your highest self or your goddess self. So take a look at that. I invite you all to do that the coming 9 nights, starting from the 12th, the new moon, into about the 20th, according to the Astrovid calendar. There's going to be a lot of energy coming in. So you might feel, particularly this goddess Varahi, she gets rid of, this is a little form of the goddess Varahi. And she has a little bit of a funny shape. She's got this boar-like face. You can see it from the side view. And so she's very small. She's like about an inch. And then she will help you to understand what is hidden in the nooks and crannies of your mind. So she, with that snout, she will bore down into you, into your aura, into your being, and root out things like jealousy. What? I'm not jealous of anybody. But maybe you're picking up the jealousy of others coming at you. And you are, that energy is penetrating you such that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're saying, why do I feel jealous? So it will build. So we don't know these hidden things that are happening when people outside of us, and it can be our friends, it can be our family members, it can be our co-workers. And we may know that there's jealousy there, but how to get rid of it? We all know that the goddess is in each and every one of us, regardless if you're a male or a female. The goddess energy is that divine power that brings you to your highest self. So we always want to be looking for the highest good of all. And you can't describe what good is. Who is good, right? So if you look up the description or in a thesaurus, look up synonyms for good. You're good and you have everything is good all around you. You can't describe really what it is until you're being it. So there is no description for good. So do good to yourself, do good to others, meaning be that which is the highest. So good, it's interesting that it has 2 oohs in it. And ooh is the sound, or 2 ohs in it, and makes the sound ooh. And that is the sound for the goddess. So when you're on this path with masters such as Dr. Pillai, he's going to take everything down to the sounds, because it all started, the Big Bang, how God created all of this in us is through what he imagined, through his own image, his imagination. So whether that was a male or female, well, that's debatable, and don't worry too much about it unless you are you have a lot of time and energy on your hand to go do that. It's going to take a lifetime. So, and even then you can read about it, but you won't experience it. So that's the beauty of being with Dr. Pillai. He takes it right down to the syllables, and the vowels of ooh are for the goddess. So good, if you take one of those O's away, is God. So good has God in it. So we want to get that energy of the goddess. And I just was thinking, you know, we go, ooh, I love this. Ooh, it's so exciting that I'm doing this. Ooh, I got a great deal. That's the goddess, right? So enjoy the goddess as well as you clean up in these coming weeks. So this goddess Varahi is going to bore out or dive deep where you cannot go energetically because you can't see. On the spiritual path, you can't see these things unless your third eye is open, and you probably wouldn't be here. So your third eye, people say, my third eye is open. And I always say, oh, that's wonderful. However, what Dr. Pillai shares and most masters share is that when the third eye opens, a dead body can come to life. So until you get to that state, your third eye can be opening. It's a process. So not to say that your third eye is not opening, meaning that you're accessing this energy inside of you. So here's where your third eye is. And then this opening happens. You start to open up, and then this light, this divine light comes in. And then you have this ability to bring this energy into you as it's coming up from the base of the spine and activating all your chakras and rocking your subtle body. That's the soul saying, hey, I recognize that highest part of me, that big, huge, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresence that is in the universe and also in me and everybody else and all living beings, all in everything. If you look at a rock or you look at something inanimate, and you stare at it for some time, your eyes will, your biological eyes, your vision will start to blur. And then you will start to go deeper into it. And then it will start to disappear. So everything on this earth plane is just light energy stopped. It's having a break. It's taking a 3D pit stop to express itself. If it's in higher dimensions, it's going to be subtler. So the subtle body gets to go to higher dimensions and access. So we can expand our consciousness to go into those realms, those higher vibrating realms, ask the goddess in those realms to commune with us and dance inside of us and, you know, do all the cleaning and then give us the bliss as we're doing it. So when we get to work, we start to focus. And we just get into a state of mind where, yeah, you'll be, you know, complaining for some time, or you might complain for the whole time. But afterwards, when it's all clean and organized, and you can breathe, and not just the breath of air that you're taking in, but you'll just feel this energy. You'll feel, oh, God, that feels good, right? You got rid of stuff, or you organized it. There's energy flowing in and around you. So with that, we are going to also take a look at the upcoming energy of Pradosham. Is a window of time. It's on a 13th moon, and this is on the waning cycle of the moon. So the dark cycle of the moon, the dark nights of the moon, are like the dark nights of the soul. Meaning that if we ignore it, we're going to feel like we're groping in darkness. But if we go inside, we will see, oh my God, the soul is like the sun. I didn't know it was beyond this big cloud called me. So on the waning cycle, as it goes from a full moon to a new moon for about 15 days, the goddess energy is also riding that 15 days and making us to go inside. So Pradosham is a 13th moon. It happens twice a month on the waning cycle and on the waxing cycle of the moon every 15 days. It's this window of time around, it's about 90 minutes, an hour and a half-ish around just before sunset. So about an hour and a half or 90 minutes before sunset on a 13th waning or waxing moon, you can get a lot of the closets cleaned out with the support of Lord Shiva, who wants us to have prosperity and enlightenment. So it's interesting that that is coming right before the new moon, where this Varahi goddess and also Lalita Tripura Sundari, she has the goddess energy of all the goddesses. So go read about it on Astrobed Pillai Center, and you will find out that the main focus is going to be to root out the things that we're ignoring, so that we get rid of that heavy energy. So we're going to have this divine support to do it. So do it. So the god Shiva is saying, okay, the goddess is going to be busy house cleaning. I got to just clear the path internally. So to give you that focus and that attention on what it is that you want to manifest as you're going through these 9 nights, that you have prosperity and you have enlightenment consciousness, and you will just stick to it. So he will clean up a lot of the karma that has come and followed you, like baggage coming from, or boxes or crates or truckloads of karma. He will clean it up during that window of time of the 13th moon. We've talked about it elsewhere, and we have other videos on it, so no need to go deeper into that at this point, just to give you a heads up. And 2, we have the 11th moon that's starting this afternoon, and then the 12th moon, Ekadashi, is a time where you can access Lord Vishnu's energy. So every couple of weeks, we have this ability to clean up and also to manifest. So have that consciousness to dive into that consciousness. So it's like we're a drop diving into the ocean of that consciousness that will help us to get rid of our limited way of being, such that when we wash up onto the shore and we get on with our life as this drop of consciousness inside of us, it's cleansed in the big sea, metaphorically speaking. So we want to have our consciousness to be cleansed all the time. Someone was calling it brainwash last night. I love to wash my brain, because we need clarity. We need to grab onto thoughts that are positive. Our surroundings are, and internally our surroundings and also externally our surroundings are so bombarded with negative energy, negative thoughts from ourselves and others. And then we just spin in that. It's like we're doing laundry forever. Oh my goodness. So the goddess will just take over and do the laundry, and you can get on with your life. So the 14th moon is after the 13th moon, and the 14th moon is a great time to bust coconuts. So again, I think we shared about it last week, maybe, or the week before. We're always sharing about coconuts. So taking this coconut as if it is you, and there's your 2 eyes and there's your 3rd eye. So this is going to be representing everything that you're absorbing. So if you can't get rid of your negative thoughts and get rid of the negative energy inside of your space, or you want to clean up your house, or you want to clean up your mind, you want to get started, this is also Ganesha. So not only is it you, you're thinking of the past, you're thinking of the future, because we worry so much about the future. We can't even be present to the now, the eternal now, not the now as in time, because it goes by, it's already the past, so fast. So it's the eternal now, which means that we can tap into that energy of our God consciousness, which is eternal. It has no ending. It has no beginning and no ending. So it's on and on. So this is a great technology on the 14th moon. Also on the 13th moon, you can break a coconut, but more so on the 14th moon. Honor Lord Ganesha, whose energy is at the base of your spine, and it's at the root chakra. So it gets to the root of things. So if you can't get started, or you're stuck on doing the cleaning that you want to do, getting organized with your finances, with your relationships, with your health, and so on, break a coconut. And keep breaking them until you have a breakthrough. No one is going to do this for you. You can get divine support, but if you don't take the steps and you don't feel it, this is great technology. This will help you to do it because you will go, whoa, I feel so good. No one says, oh, I smashed a coconut and nothing happened. You will feel so good. So that's what you want to do. You want to feel the goddess energy. You want to feel the God energy in you to remove those obstacles that are preventing you from getting the stuff done that you need to get done and getting clarity around everything in your life. So keep busting coconuts. But if you can only bust 1 or 2 a month, or maybe 4, I'm pushing it because every week you can be. On the 4th, waning and waxing moon, and then on the 14th, waning and waxing moon is for Ganesha. So check it out when that 14th moon is. If you don't have a coconut, you can use a lemon or a lime. So you can definitely roll that around. We've talked about it before. And then you just put all the negativity into it. And then you take that lime and you cut it. And then you throw it away. You throw away the coconut too. We've talked about that before. You don't eat it. If someone else wants to eat it, fine, let them. If the animals want to eat it, let them. What you're doing, this is a sacrifice. Instead of the energy going inside of you and causing negativity and that's endless, and then also maybe even some disease or some, dis-ease inside of your being, excessive stress, worry, anxiety, put it in that and bust it. It's instead we jack ourselves up on coffee or alcohol, and that's fine. You can do that in moderation. But after a while, you will just like, I don't need this anymore. I don't need to get jacked up to feel good. I am logged on to the divine, and it's like this well of bliss and this well of energy and intelligence and positivity. So we're mostly ignorant to that. And being on this path with Dr. Pillai, he removes that ignorance. That's why they call Dr. Pillai and other masters gurus. Guru means to dispel the darkness, to get rid of that which we are ignoring, to get it out of us once and for all. So we need some surrogate technology to take on that negativity, because if we took it on, we would just be like swallowing it, taking the poison. We don't want to take the poison. So Pradosham is a great time. We'll do a meditation in a couple of minutes. We'll start, and we will feel this blue light that's associated with Lord Shiva. So you can imagine a blue light going into the throat where the karma is stored. And it makes sense, because if it gets overflowed, all this negative karma, where does it go? It goes into our shoulders and into our upper back and our neck. And we get so stiff and sore, and it feels like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. We actually start to go like this, right? And we walk around like this, and we're all hunched, and we don't even realize we're hunched, and we can't even move our heads. We can't be flexible because our head doesn't move. We're so stressed out. So that's because the karma gets stuck in the throat, and it's in the Bible as well. That's what Adam's apple is. He ate the fruit, and that was poison. So that was the beginning of the fall. You went down from that high state of consciousness down into the lower chakras, which got convoluted and then said, you should just be stressed out all the time and forget about God, because he forgot about you. I forget how it's said in the Bible, but that's pretty much it, right? And that's why we're so afraid to go against God. But God is not a killjoy. God is a party animal, as Dr. Pillai shares. He wants you to get busy, get rid of all the stuff, get to work, persevere, be disciplined. When you're disciplined, it means that you're a disciple. You're a disciple of the divine. And with God, you can do everything. So don't take it because for what I'm sharing or what you've read in the scriptures, that is theoretical. It's all academic. It's knowledge. Okay, that's fine. But no one is going to take you to your highest self. We'll open the door. We'll hold your hand. We'll give you some moral support. We'll cheer you on. But you got to do it. You have to do it because you have to know that it is happening. So this is a time in the Kali Yuga where we're ending it. We're into the golden age, but we got to step into that golden age being. We've got to be that light unto ourselves so that we can be that unto others. And when we shine the light on this negativity, it is going to run like crazy because it doesn't like the light. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to speak. We don't have to say anything. We just have to be that. Now we can say some words. We can have conversation. But really after, hey, how you doing? What's the weather like? How are the kids? How is, listening to the history of the person. After that, we're pretty much done. We don't have anything to say. Mm-hmm. So that's why we love gossip, because we can keep churning it. The gossip mill, that's what they call it. So Varahi, this energy that's coming in these 2 weeks, she will get you out of gossip too. You will find that you're so repulsed by it. And not that you're judging it, you're just like, oh, there it is again. I don't want to get caught with that. Like a fish, the hook comes and you get hooked and you go for it, right? So, and then you feel so bad after, or you feel bad during it, but you're just caught up in it and you don't want to say, hey, we shouldn't do that, because then you get dirty looks from everyone. It's like a vicious cycle. Where does it start and where does it end? It doesn't matter about that. Just go and get the goddess, and then she will all of a sudden make your phone to ring. Oops, gotta go, right? Or you just suddenly realize that you had another appointment, you gotta go. They don't have to know, but the goddess will show you a way out. She'll give you an exit strategy that will be in the moment. You'll be so alert, like, oh my God, I almost got sucked into that again. And it's a vortex of negativity, a poison. So we're gonna get rid of that. Lord Vishnu gives you money miracles, and he also helps you to feel like you're partying, because he is actually, as Dr. Pillai refers to him, is the party god. So he likes you to have heaven on earth. And he's the consort, the male consort of the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, Shri Mrizi. So we will honor him in our meditation as well. So without further ado, let's get it done. Let's get into that space inside of ourselves where we are going to clear out the closet, the drawers, the congested energies, the skeletons, the demons, those demon thoughts that keep grabbing onto our attention and saying, no, this is who you are. You're a bad person, or that's a bad person, or no, you can't. Usually a demon thought just represents no, N-O, no, no. It says no, 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 no. And then you go, well, how can I even do anything if I'm already starting with a no? So goddess will get you into yes. And no will just take a back seat. Until the goddess is fully awakened in you, no is going to be a little battle. So we want to awaken that goddess because we're tired of it. We're tired of being 3-year-olds where we're saying no to our mom all the time, right? The goddess is like trying to take care of us, but we're like a 3-year-old. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to brush my teeth. I don't want to do this. I don't want to eat vegetables. And then we grow up and we go, oh man, I need sleep. Oh, wow. I need to eat good, clean, healthy food because my stomach got big, or I'm overweight, or I feel sick, or I have a disease because I didn't eat proper nutrition. So the mom really was trying to help to guide us, but we were too busy being 3-year-olds and saying no. Now, we got on to 4 and 5 and 6, right? We went on from there. So we will get past this stage of no. So don't think, oh my goodness, whatever age you are, that it's going to take so long. Because as Dr. Pillai says, in the golden age, in the wink of an eye. So what it takes to blink our eyes, we can have a body of light. Or the click of a digital camera. So you can just tap on your screen on your iPhone or your smartphone, and boom, you can have a picture. Of something that will be worth 1,000 words, as they say. So how is a picture worth 1,000 words? By what do you wow, you're looking like you're smiling, but something is going on behind the scenes, or you're looking like you're smiling and you're just so full of joy. So a picture will tell you. So in a snapshot moment, that's what it takes, just a millisecond, you can turn your light on inside of you and the whole being can light up. So that's what it means by the body can turn into light, as Paul said. He just said, the wink of an eye, the body can turn into light. So why would we want to have a light body? So that we can have no pain, no suffering. And then we can live eternal truth, our soul's consciousness, our soul's purpose, our soul mate can show up, our soul journey can be that much more fulfilling, more rewarding, because it's that much more intelligent and all powerful, and it's present everywhere. So you will be pumping out thoughts of joy and bliss and love to everyone, even if they are your enemy, because the enemy really is within. You keep reinforcing that they are your enemy, and so they will be that forever and ever. Amen. So stop yourself. So we'll clean out at that level, and then you can take the actions in your daily life hereafter.